push one man over a bridge to save 5 others, and it was very interesting. And in general, it just, what we found was that all these topics, all that they had in general was that they facilitated discussion between parents and their children, which was, we found that it was very lacking in general because without these topics, it was very hard for them to open up between the two of them. And the most recent one, affirmative action, I think it really links into today's discussion because it's what SCA5 is about. And basically, we were talking about Asian stereotypes that they might face in school. And it was very interesting, and the parents found that that during discussion, they found out a lot about their kids that they didn't previously know. Like, this also links into the pressure discussion that we had. It was like a lot of children told their parents that they always felt the pressure to be number one. Peer pressure was very prevalent in school. And yeah, so basically all these topics were used as a medium to increase discussion and increase political participation, activity in society, which all the other panelists also mentioned. So that's basically it for the ABC Club, and now I guess I'll move on to my high school experiences. So in the very beginning, they mentioned a little bit about my bio, and I'll just refresh it. I take 2 APs, so they're pretty, oh wait. Oh, that's just if you look at the pictures, that's an episode that we had in China when we went to China, and we mentioned all of my experiences in America to introduce like my high school life to the Chinese kids who didn't really know what it was like to be in America. Okay, so back to my high school experiences. I don't think there's actually a slide on it. I'll just like talk about it offhand. It's like I take 2 AP classes. It takes a lot of time. I play violin, I play tennis, but what the interesting thing is that my mom has always emphasized like political activity, participate in society as much as you can, and that's really interesting because I've used my skills to participate in society. For example, like I used tennis to organize some hit-arounds with other friends that I knew so I could involve them in any way possible because they previously had not been. And with the violin, we organized a lot of performances for many different types of people, like senior and care citizens, many other schools around the state. And finally, debate. I love debate a lot. First, because it allows me to argue and yell at people, which is always fun, but also, more importantly, because I think it gives me a skill set that's very practical in the real world. You can use it because communication is always key. And the thing is not only communication, but communication in a practical sense, in a diplomatic sense, so that it's not just yelling, but communication with a purpose. And I think that links into college admissions. Communication is very important in that way. And also what panelist Eng said, like communication with the right type of people, knowing how to like get the better side of the deal. So I think debate's very important in that sense. And finally, like pressure in our school. Everyone in our school, I think, feels a lot of pressure because that's how our school system works. I think that every single student has the mindset that every little mistake that you make in school is really, really big because it has an impact on your GPA. And I think that Asians in particular, they feel that their mistakes are magnified in a sense because any mistake that they make hurts their GPA, which then hurts them in the long run, especially because they have sort of a disadvantage with affirmative action and everything. The Asians, I like to mention also like social life is very important, as all the other panelists have talked about. I think it's really important to expand your social life. Personally, I think I have a diverse field of friends, but what I noticed in my school, I don't know if it's just exclusive to my school, there's like a little like Asian circle. Sometimes they call it the Asian, yeah, exactly. Like an Asian pact, like especially it's very prevalent in lunch. Like all the, right.
Asian schools have it.
All the Asian schools have
Everywhere
it.
you go, there's pacts.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. Even at work, everywhere.
I think it like starts in school because that's where you get to know a lot of people, and the mistake that I think a lot of Asians make is that they automatically associate themselves with other Asians because they may feel comfortable, but what I dislike is that they continue to group themselves with each other. It's really prevalent in lunch. It's called the Asian table, and it's like they, and like when, what I really don't like is like when non-Asians come to the table, they kick them out, which I really hate. And it's like they're preserving their own isolation in a sense. Yeah. So I think that that's the first step, abolishing any sense that you should be with your own race, because the workplace is really diverse, so you should acclimate yourself to that kind of environment first. Yeah, so I think that's really important to have a diverse social life. Yeah, that's basically my high school experiences. I mean, if you guys have any questions, you can feel free to ask.
Wow, I think that's an excellent preview to our fabulous panelists. Okay.